live stream this. My computer, you can do it. I believe in you. All right, now that's cut up. We're officially live streaming. We'll call the meeting to official order for today, March 15th, 2022. We have our minimum match for quorum, so we'll go from there. Some standard quick business as far as any dates coming up. Tomorrow is a professional development day. It's an early release day for students. It's also pajama day, if you didn't know about that. The 17th and 18th, the following 2 days, are additional conference days, so they are a full no school day. 21st to the 25th next week is full spring break, no school as well. We've got a cool event on the 29th for Dine Out, and then April 6th, which is the week before our next meeting, is another professional development day, so another early release day along those lines. That's all the big numbers that I know of coming up. Since Meg is not here, we'll get a principal's report. We should have one sent to us tomorrow or the next day via email. If any members, of course, wish to see that or experience such a thing or have it quickly summarized for them, reach out to Cedaroak PTA president, email, and we'll take care of that. COP president at gmail.com. Judge's report. We're going to Michelle. If there's anything to report.
Yeah, so we're starting to see the auction funds come in. I gotta touch base with our rep because it looks like they're giving us like a little bit every week. So I don't know how that works. Like they gave us a chunk on the day that it ended. They gave us a chunk today or yesterday. So I just want to make sure that I'm capturing everything. But kudos to Megan and Shannon. That was very unexpected. And I feel like we were in a good spot before, but now we're even better spot. So yeah, amazing attendance by everybody. Great packages were offered and it really brought in the funds. So, and I felt like I haven't experienced Cedaroak that much without COVID. So it made me hopeful that that was maybe how it felt pre-COVID, the excitement and the community feel. So yeah, we're doing good. That's been kind of the biggest thing that's happened. We had classified staff appreciation this last week. So we had some expenses going through there. We did donuts and coffee on Monday and put together like a red box code and popcorn for the staff on Wednesday and then lunch on Friday. So yeah. And then we've got teacher appreciation week coming in a few months, but coming up, I'm not sure what the events committee has going on, but hopefully it'll just start, people will start talking about PTA and membership numbers will start going up.
Okay. We do have membership later on, but that is on your end as well. Do you happen to have any, are there any, I know we have a couple membership signups in the auction. Do you know what our membership numbers are at currently?
I believe we are at 56.
Great.
We had 4 come through the auction, and we were at about 48 before that. We had a few sign up during the membership drive. So I think we're over 50 at this point. So yeah, super exciting. It's like, what is it? We're almost triple of last year. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Magnificent. Cool. Well, let's get into committees then. Let's go straight down the list. And there's a few things we get to add this month that we get to add a new committee, which we'll go over at the end. So I guess first off the list, alphabetically wise, is art literacy. I don't have anything. Kat, do you have anything?
Nope, except I'm excited that we're, hopefully going to be at least able to drop stuff off on campus more easily soon. So, yay for changes.
I can also update as far as the art literacy cabinetry goes. We're pretty well stocked.
Yeah,
I can say that as far as on site on campus. If we were to do something that we could drop off or create some content with, we do have the ability, at least a couple of us have the ability to get in there and get that stuff.
Awesome.
So we can use from that supply list and such. I don't think you'll need replenishing for next year, but depending on what we do, we may want to consider it.
Yeah, I think we're going to try and coordinate something to coincide with either staff appreciation or sort of end of year celebration of students and teachers. So we shall see.
There will be an art project that is based on the fund run, which Liz will talk about here in a second. So that may be something to do a little combo as well that we can put on the students.
Awesome. That's it.
Yay. Communications, not a huge amount to, we're still doing the exact same stuff, updating the site as desired, needed, and wanted. I have still not seen the crest sign that was supposed to be coming our way. Have any of you heard anything along that lines? No? Okay. I'll do a little follow-up on that one. As usual, it's the district, so who knows what's get lost. Reminder, if anyone who has joined, by the way, just do me a giant favor, type your name and if you're a PTA member into the chat for our attendance.
Is there an agenda? Cool. Sorry. Is there an agenda going? No.
I've got one, but I don't know how to share my screen and I'm taking notes as we go. We're just going through committees right now.
Yeah.
I can pop it in the chat. So.
Okay.
Sure. If you want to pop in the chat, I'll share it.
Awesome.
If that's easy to do.
I think so. Just so somebody could see it if they want to know where we're at. Okay, cool.
Events will be the next. Fundraising and events committee is our next group. So Megan.
Wow.
And just a huge congratulations to you.
Woohoo!
Well, and the team.
And every member of your staff and team.
Everyone. That was a huge team effort to pull off and how fun. Like who knew what a virtual auction was going to look like for Cedaroak. So pretty pleased with that $10,000 goal. And we brought in 15,680. And then I don't know. And Michelle, I want to talk with you about this. Maybe the easiest thing is just to add like a general donation button for the membership thing on Member Hub. I have 4 families that are sneaking in the back end for a few of the teacher experiences. So by far and away, like Meg, the teachers, the staff, like their experiences that they put out for the kids was just, they were so great and they brought so much energy. And I love hearing how excited the kids are for that. And I feel like that's like, Michelle, to your point, I've got a 3rd grader. So I've been through the Cedaroak old school days and I've got a 1st grader and I've been through post-COVID and seen how different their experiences are. So, I think those little experiences, hopefully the kids have some opportunities to connect outside of school and in some really great ways. So another thing I wanted to share, so 164 families participated, which I just loved that just overall participation across the school was really great. And then what you may or may not have known is that our sweet little kiddos on Everyday Heroes Day wrote 174 handwritten cards for police officers, firemen, supermarket workers, and then they went rogue. They wrote to forest rangers and a few other people. So Trisha has been amazing. She picked them up. She's been delivering them and she is figuring out the right contacts for some of these more obscure ones. But if I can share my screen, I just wanted you guys to see the visual that she sent me because it's pretty awesome. And I just love all of that. So super fun. I love that we were able to get the kids involved and it was a huge community effort to pull it off. So thank you, everybody. Next, up, I'm going to cover off for Shannon on Dine Out. We have a new Dine Out event coming March 29th. It's going to be from 4 to 9 p.m. at 1933. So on Old Westland Road, not Old Westland Road. I don't know what the name of the street is, but 10th Street. Well, I call it Old Town Westland. I don't know if that's
What is it called again?
1933, like
Gotcha.
spelled out 19 and then 33.
Right
It's
next to
a
the smoothie
restaurant
place.
across from
and
like Ilium and Lark and
right next to La Fiesta.
there we go, or La Fiesta.
Got it. Thank you.
So that is happening March 29th, 4 to 9 p.m. 10% of all proceeds from that night during that time frame are going to benefit the PTA, and that is going to include dine-in and takeout. So you've got both options there. And then coming in April, Shannon just shot me a text. Give me 2 seconds. La Fiesta will be happening in April, as well as Salty Rhino. So we initially tried to do Salty Rhino and we had to cancel at the last minute. So we'll have a dual dine out April where there'll be Salty Rhino one and then La Fiesta on the other. And those dates are a little bit TBD and the details are coming. We also have Fun Run coming up. I'm going to kick that over to Liz. The one question I did have was our original calendar of events that we had laid out for the week or for the year. And some of it was tentative, but we're getting close to some of them. So I just wasn't sure if there's any support that the more school run or other committee run groups needed from the volunteers on the events committee. In April, we were looking at an Earth Day art fair on April 22nd. Just wanted to see if that was still happening. In May, Teacher Appreciation Week. Michelle, let us know if we can support you with volunteers in any way. Fun Run, Walk and Roll, which Liz will get to. The STEM fair, the Scholastic fair, and then with whether or not we're doing like the school fair, like the field day. So just open questions on whether or not we need to help support in any of those ways so we can just kind of have it on our bucket list.
So I'd answer all of them. The field day is a more than likely.
Okay.
And the other ones are we'll see. They're tentatively a hopeful. I know that the art one's a pretty big old question mark. The STEAM fair is a pretty likely. And you mentioned one other one. Teacher Appreciation Week is definitely happening.
That's definitely.
Yeah.
Earth Day in April.
So Eric, why is Earth Day art fair questionable? Because you're not sure we're going to be able to get on. Or
We're not sure what we can do on site.
Okay.
Is the question. Yeah. Now that being said, there may be an opportunity that we can do something on campus, say outside, or we maybe can set something out under the covered area or in the tent or something. But at this exact moment, for the same reason that we are not on site at the moment, there is a slight big old question mark on that one, just because that one's in April. That one's the sooner one.
And
but
that was the Scholastic Book Fair.
Yeah, Scholastic, I believe the book fair is still on board. I'm not sure if it's going to be Scholastic, maybe a different company.
Or book fair.
Yeah.
Just things we've traditionally helped volunteer for, just trying to gauge. We have a lot of new people who've signed up. Would love to provide opportunities for them if it's possible.
And what'll happen with those, we've got a bit of a chat about that with Meg. But when those get closer, when we actually do have them something concrete or anchored, they will then come to us with their needs and we will fill the needs. But yes, as far as I know, book fairs are more than likely. Teacher appreciation, definitely. I don't know what we can do on that end. And then the other events are still have some question marks on, except for the run, walk and roll is a definite.
Yes, which I will pass the baton.
I have a question before we move on, Eric.
Oh,
sorry. The Earth Day art fair, is that, who puts that on? Is that an art literacy thing? Is that the garden committee? Is that something else you do? What is that?
That's one of our events that we do.
I know it's one of the events. Who puts it on? Like, is there a committee in charge of that or what? That's what I'm asking.
Well, that's kind of the question. It's been a joint program through the school and us as the PTA. But right now, who gets to lead that answer is the school.
Got it. Okay. That's what I was asking.
Yeah. So real answer is when we get the go ahead yes from the school, then we can move forward on our end.
Thank you.
Liz.
I'm just going to drop the events calendar we'd created 4 months ago. And if you don't mind, just in your next meeting with Meg, letting us know what's still relevant. And if we have any more specific dates, that'd be awesome.
Super. All right. Good job, everybody. So regarding the fun run walk and roll, Eric and I met with Meg Leonard last week to discuss kind of planning details, what we can do, what we can't do. The date for it is Friday, May 13th. It's going to be rolling throughout the day. So I think we'll have 4 different breakdowns throughout the day where they'll kind of be grouped based on age. And, you know, I kind of broke it into a few different areas early on. What we need to address more than anything is the fundraising aspect and the acquisition of what sort of participant gift situation we're doing. Initially, we were hoping to merge the two and have like corporate sponsors pay for the gift, but we're not allowed to have their names on anything. So right now, you know, I think Eric's got some documents from previous years that we can build off of as far as a corporate donation letter. And so if anyone has any ideas of solicitation for kind of larger donations, what's awesome is the website that we had for the auction that Megan set up, Member Hub, we can also utilize that for the fun run. And so as opposed to sending home envelopes and papers with kids like in previous years, we can just send home reminders with the link and then have the office send out the link, and it can be done virtually. So I'm hoping that's more successful than waiting for children to bring not only home, but bring back envelopes. And Meg was she thought the website was a great idea and it was very user friendly. So I was excited about that because I think
That is awesome, actually. It's so much easier than the paper.
I think it's really going to help streamline a lot of stuff to be able to have it a little bit more organized and consolidated from the get-go. Yeah, so anyway, Megan sent me the information to start familiarizing and work with the company on kind of building how that platform is going to look for this particular event. But as far as branching off of that, yeah, just kind of looking at getting that set up and then what can we send out for potential corporate donors and whatnot. So I don't know where you stand with kind of assembling the documents, Eric.
Yeah, I haven't been on my computer the last couple of days, but yeah, they're ready to rock. It'll just take me a chance to move them over. And an update for you on hypothetical on shirts. Our rep is looking into what they can do for us.
Okay.
So I have hopefully a number here real soon for that.
Okay, yeah. So we talked about as far as gifts for the kiddos was potentially shirts, just because a lot of the students don't have any spirit wear, and we thought it might be a really great thing for all the kids to be able to have a Cedaroak shirt. Unfortunately, shirts are expensive, so we'll see what kind of a deal we can get. And if that doesn't necessarily pan out, then we were going to see what like when we had water bottles in the past, kind of what the quote is for something like that. But hopefully something useful that is a Cedaroak type item that the kids can continue to use and appreciate. So that is kind of in the works. Good news on volunteers. We can have volunteers on campus. Only quote unquote essential volunteers who've been through the approval process will be on campus. And that can be parents as long as they've gone through the appropriate approval. They just have to have a dedicated job as opposed to just standing around. And then we are welcome to have as many parents as want stand around the perimeter, which is great. We can bring, cowbells and noisemakers and stuff and just have parents all around the edge, kind of keeping kiddos on track, which I think will be great because I think a lot of parents just want to be able to see the kids, see them do something with their peers. And so that'll be really nice. So we'll definitely tap into kind of those potential people who've said they want to volunteer or help, for a one-day sort of thing to be able to help with that. Eric, as far as the approval for people that do think they might want to be a more essential volunteer, what's the process I forget the name of the website that Meg referenced.
I don't remember it off the top of my head. It's super easy process. You just have to fill it out and submit. The hardest part, honestly, for everyone's going to be waiting. It is the school district after all. And the other catch is, now this is opened up, the school district is going to be inundated with these requests. Health counter. Thank you, Mary. It's a real simple process. My suggestion is get in on it early. That way it is ready to go by then, and there isn't something, because admittedly, I'm going to take a wild guess that we're going to have to be at least 2 weeks before we do the event for safety's sake, if you want to guarantee the ability to participate as a volunteer.
Yeah,
So
I just did it on Wednesday and I got my response by Friday. So it's
Nice.
a quick turnaround now.
Right
Oh,
now,
It
it is,
probably
yeah.
won't be later.
Same
Yeah.
experience, Michelle. They were quick.
Yeah, but they will get a bit
They'll get
inundated with people.
bogged.
Yeah. Sorry, Liz. What was that?
Oh, no, that's good. I was saying, I wonder if we should just like a month out, be like, hey, if you want to be able to be volunteer on campus.
Well, the benefit too is by then we'll also have a list of what we actually need and what those numbers look like
Mhm,
when we can settle in on where we're going to have people and how they're going to interact with students.
mhm. Okay, but
Yeah.
that's good to know. We should make sure people get that in well ahead of time and not week of or anything. Okay, perfect. And then, I think that's kind of the bulk of it. I mean, as far as communications go, we can have the office send emails out. We can send a flyer or something home with the kiddos. Meg said if we want to do some sort of hype up type of thing, since we're not having morning meeting assembly, that if PTA members want to make videos with our children doing some sort of running, like, very fun in theory. I don't know how much time it takes to do that versus how many people actually like sign on to the PTA webpage to view said video, but that is an option that Meg put out there as an enthusiasm building sort of activity. So if anyone has very strong feelings on that, feel free to speak up.
As I said, I might have some ability to do something that's a short video advertising wise. We can get people involved in.
Perfect. But yeah, that, I mean, does anybody have any strong thoughts or feelings? Obviously, we'll get down into some more of the like actual logistics of how the day will work when we get a little bit closer. But again, right now it's more the fundraising aspect and the what's the gift kind of thing we're doing. Oh, I guess the other thing I didn't mention was just rewards and earnings and prizes. Meg prefers we don't necessarily do like a financial like child that brought in the most money type prize, and it's more so we can have like a kid that ran the most laps types prize, but then we can have like a class or a grade that raised the most money, and we can have kind of one of the big thermometers. Maybe it's not labeled dollar amounts, but with like qualitative types of earnings, and then that class earns like a pajama day or a fun, they can earn some sort of fun experience if their class does raise the most money. So if anybody has any super ideas on like different rewards or things that kiddos or classes could earn, that would be helpful too.
If we learned anything from the auction, and experience seems to be what the kids want. So if we can make one of those happen, I think that would be really fun for them to work towards.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if anybody has any stellar ideas on the like kiddo experience front, that would be great. Hello, Meg.
Glad you're joining us.
Hi, everyone. My apologies for being so late.
Totally fine.
Since we
Any other
volunteers on
fundraising events
site,
up?
maybe like a classroom party with Chipper might go real well. Something like that.
Yeah, we can talk to Erin about suiting up one more time for
Mhm.
the benefit.
She's game. She loves the energy that it brings to the kiddos. So
Mhm.
if
Okay.
it's allowed in May, as quickly as everything changes around here.
Right.
Actually, Meg, I do have a question for you about the ability, like if kids earn some, we're talking about the fun run, walk and roll, and like a class earning reward situation. What are the restrictions or limitations on food, like pizza party or popsicle, like as far as what we're allowed to do for something they consume type?
Yeah, it's gotten kind of messy in terms of, I say that in a very respectful way, just in terms of food restrictions, food choices, allergies is something that we select exclusionary, that we just don't know it is until we find out. And then all the kids are excited about it and somebody's left out. So it could be, a surprise for your class, and then consulting with the teacher about what would be right for that class, because I think people can opt in to things like pizza parties, but, it's like if there's someone who is vegan or, and like, how do we meet all the needs in a way that's really celebratory and respectful? So I think saying a surprise and then figuring that out with the teacher could be the way to go.
Okay, that's great. I mean, and that limits us less if it's that one particular class or something, as opposed to globally accommodating. So, okay, perfect. All right. Anybody else have any questions for me? Or
I had one quick question for you. So Shannon knows the general manager at the Walmart, and they were kind of saying we can do in kind, or we could do just like 100. They can do like within their own power without having to go through the corporate ladders, like $100 donation. So I didn't know if we are planning to do like the push-up pops like we've done in the past after the kids are done running. But if we are, that could be something that they could just sponsor. And
they also very often will be a lot more generous, and usually later in the year as we get back into our summer program type stuff, which includes potentially field day. So there's no reason we can't go to them more than once. I'm just gonna put this out there as we're looking at stuff. But the corporate's been very accommodating to the desire to help support their neighborhood and community. So we don't necessarily, 100 is a very small number that they're willing to give us, just an FYI. But there was the discussion about, push-up pops or whatever.
Yeah, it's just more of like, do we want in kind? Because you're going to get more financially in kind than you are through cash donation without having to go up through the corporate ladder. And if we are doing field day, great. Like we want to make sure we put our asks where we want them. So, okay.
I love that idea. Thank you. And we can talk, Eric, about if allocating for one event versus another. So, all right. Thanks, guys.
Great. Great. We'll move over to garden sustainability then. Not sure if we have anybody or any reporting on that. I know they just did the most recent reading party.
Yeah, I don't have any updates from Alicia. Usually she sends them along. I can just speak to, we did a weeding party on Sunday in the torrential conditions, but we had a good time. We got through a lot in an hour and everybody was in good spirits. So that was nice. I know that they made some edits recently to the calendar, and there's recycling collection dates that I'll just put out there right now. I think April 1st, April 8th, April 15th, and April 22nd. So April 1st and then a week cadence from 2 to 2:30. So at pickup, they're going to do some recycling, and recycling is, the squeeze plastic snack pouches, dental items, writing utensils, plastic film, batteries, and the contact blister packs. So if you have any of those items, collect them and bring them one of those days. And they're also doing the writing utensil. Meg, is that still going on in the classrooms or on campus somewhere?
The writing utensils, I think, is just all the time.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all I have. I think there's another, I want to say there's a Trillium garden work party coming up sometime in April, probably something for Earth Day around there, but I cannot speak to any dates. So we'll probably get some updates from Sustainability and Garden here in the coming weeks once they figured it out and organized with Helena.
Hospitality is next. Not sure we have.
Oh yeah, so
This is
we
still on you, Michelle.
yeah we just finished classified staff appreciation. Meg, I hope the teachers felt well, the staff and all the classified staff felt the love. They'll be celebrated once again once we do teacher appreciation, because we're just going to recognize everybody come that week. So yeah, that was last week, and we've got about 2, maybe 6 weeks, I don't know, a couple weeks until the teacher appreciation, staff and teacher appreciation. So we're working on, Kat's working on a playlist for the staff. We got, I had Liz send out like a favorite things survey. So we're getting all their favorite things as well as their favorite color. So again, we'll do the day where the kids wear their favorite color, or, you know, something of their favorite color, and open to ideas of different things. Hopefully we can do a theme this year, but we'll have to see where the budget lies. So yeah, we've got some time to plan, thankfully, because that was a lot of running around last week.
Yeah. We already went over it, but this is still on you, Michelle. Membership. I mean, is there anything extra to add on there?
No, nothing to add on.
That puts us on to Spiritware. Cool update on that. We're almost ready to open our store and go live. We'll probably do it immediately after spring break when students are all back in session, based on the way that they're doing their setup over on their end. But our store will be up and active incredibly soon, which means everyone will be able to start ordering their materials and so on. So hooray for that. And then that puts us onto yearbook, I believe, which I'm not sure if we've got any reports new on that one as well. Yeah, May.
Well, we are working on gathering everything that has been asked of everyone. And I think we're making progress. Sometimes it's, you know, even though it's just a few pictures, you know, teachers will go, you know, what few pictures? And so we have to throw the word candid in there, and then all of a sudden, oh, okay, gotcha. So hopefully that's coming together very quickly. And we should, the goal was to have all the things by March 18th. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but we've done our best on our nudging end to get, you know, pictures and teacher quotes and things like that.
Meg, did I read correctly in the update or the news?
Mhm.
Are you still wanting pictures from home? I wasn't sure.
Sure, I would go
Okay.
ahead and send them to that. I think it's Annie Hume, and it's the PTA yearbook email address.
Fantastic. Just for the event committee, just a quick update, by the way, I've sent an email out because I just realized I haven't followed up recently on them. Checking in on Bolton if they're doing their physical auction. At the moment, their PTA website does not show it. So there's a good chance on April 23rd that they are not doing theirs, and we will not need volunteers to help out with that, but I will inform you right away on that one.
Yeah, I'm kind of guessing it's out. I know Willamette's got canceled for in-person.
Yeah.
So I would assume it's the same story, but let us know.
But yeah, that's my guess.
If
If they're doing it, go ahead, sorry.
I did have one ask for the communications committee on behalf of the membership committee, since there's a number of new members who've joined either through the auction or through like the membership drive in January. Could the communications committee, like all the emails we've collected, send out a newsletter of just like,
Yeah.
here's what's coming up throughout the rest of the year. You know, if you want to volunteer for the fun run, get in touch with Liz, or, you know, whatever it might be, but just some kind of welcome. Here's how to connect and get involved.
I love the idea of a spring newsletter.
Um,
Yes, I will put something together. We'll get all the emails, and I'll go to all the committee chairs and have a little whatever needs to be put into it from everyone.
Perfect. Thank you.
You can send it out, just FYI, you can send it out via member hub if you
Yeah.
want to go that route.
Well, yeah, if I don't need to collect them, it's even better.
They're already there.
Great.
I was contacted by Trillium PTA to
Mhm.
see if we could send a few volunteers on April 29th at 7 p.m. They're having a social event for PTA members.
Well,
So.
I mean, officially, yeah, because they want somebody, they just want representatives from every PTA, is that it? Or they want volunteers to help run their
it was
program?
more of a trade, like, hey, will you guys send a few volunteers and we'll volunteer at an event you have.
I see how this is. I mean, we have that arrangement with Bolton. I don't know if we can, go against
We
our
can spread the
our
love.
sister
We
school.
can spread the love.
That's
All are
April. That's April 29th. Is that what you said?
April 29th, it's Friday at 7 p.m. And I don't have the details of where it's at yet. I'm sure it's somewhere local.
And that would be nice to add in the newsletter. And if they could provide like a sign up Genius link or whatever sign up solution they're using, that way they get the volunteer information directly and they can help manage it versus us being
Plus how many they need.
go in between. Yeah, because I don't know what they need for and I don't know how many they need, but I'm sure there'd be parents who would be available that night and would be willing to help.
You need your PTA to come dig a trench.
Yeah, I'll ask. Sandra's the one who reached out to me.
Awesome.
So I'll ask her if they've got like a sign up sheet.
Great. I guess before I go into our last committee, which was going to be an added committee, we'll go to Meg. If you've got a principal's report, anything to update with?
I do. Well, first of all, just such props to everyone who worked on the auction. I'm like beside myself happy and have shared with lots of other school leaders and district leadership about how we sort of like shifted that the person who pays the most gets the most in terms of some of like the higher stakes things. And, kind of they've all been really excited to also have some of their higher stakes auction items that are raffle items, that are, visible for the community to see. So I just thank you all for being really open to that. And I just think in general, for a virtual auction, I don't know that it could have been any better. I am always trying to figure out how to get more people to the dance party and more teachers, but that's just a personal project of mine because there's so much fun.
You showed up to that dance party and it was delightful. So.
Yeah, it was really fun. Our spirit day is coming up tomorrow, pajamas and stuffies. And we have a healthy dose of spirit days for the rest of the school year planned by fifth graders. So that's really fun. Thank you too for your support in Classified Appreciation Day week. I had several people say just like, I feel so spoiled. And I said, great, that's the plan. That's the idea. You all go so far above and beyond. And, I try not to say this when I'm responding, but compensation does not compare to value. So I appreciate that you all see that and see the importance of having a classified week and then a whole staff week. It's critical. Retention and celebration of those folks is just key. So, and then finally, we do have some communication going out, I think tomorrow, and it's shared communication from all the primary schools around kind of what to expect with volunteering coming up. I think, hopefully this letter will explain, but it's not necessarily going to be on your mark, set, go. And then just like, everyone comes in. I think we're going to start with some of the most necessary pieces first. Part of what's tricky is that right now, today, classes are self-sustaining without parent volunteers, and teachers want parents to come in. They love that. And it's kind of a delicate balance for the remainder of the year. There's so many routines in place that don't include that. And so I think you will see different degrees of invitation to parent participation. And it's not in a sense like the fortress school, you can't come in, but it's just like we're all shifting away from, like, here's the boundary and we have to figure everything out with this limited number of people. And I think kids are pretty settled into that, and staff have found ways, and I don't think it's how it will be in the future, but I think this is going to be a transition time for everybody. One thing, if you can kind of spread the word to please be patient and empathetic as teachers figure out how to do this, because it was a little bit of a surprise. It wasn't something that we expected at all to happen this year. And I think you all heard it at the same time. So there wasn't even sort of like a, how is this going to play out? What can we communicate? So I think it's really exciting and really fantastic. And I think it's going to look just a hair different. I think for classrooms where right now there's a lot of adult support, because our staff support has been redistributed during the pandemic, that, there may be, hey, we'd love parents to come in for art literacy, and that's where we're going to start. It could be kind of slow in some classes or somewhat limited. The other piece that's going to change is that when parents come in, we just want to make sure that it's been prearranged with the teacher, and 99.9% of the time it is, but there will be that question of, whose class are you visiting? Okay, let me just make sure that they're expecting you. Because I think right now, teachers are pretty overwhelmed at times. And so I think that additional layer of an unexpected visitor could be just a little bit too much. And so I'm sure it was due to miscommunication, but we'll be kind of working our way through that. I think it just makes everyone feel a little bit more comfortable as we ease back into this. And again, I'm so excited and so grateful to anyone who would like to come and join us. And I just, we're going to take it slow. And, I think it gives us great hope though, for like field day, like we can have the volunteers that we need. And for the fun run, we can have the volunteers that we need. And, that we really are returning to normal. And it's a bit of a shock. And so, just a little bit of patience if you can. I know you all would always be patient, kind of pass that along. And, if a family is dying to volunteer and the classroom teacher doesn't have needs specifically, there are definitely other ways that we can bring them in with library assistance or, some arrival and dismissal assistance. And so there's lots of opportunity. It's just kind of playing out a little bit differently for every single classroom.
Thanks so much. Yeah, that hurry up and wait thing is tough the last few years, and I'm impressed we've done so well with it. So
yeah,
well done, everybody, because things are happening. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now on to the fun part. Okay, so Michelle and Kat stepped up magnificently a little while back and took on these magnificent positions that they are in. And when they did so, they made a request that since they were taking on the roles that they're at right now, that they would get to not really count that first third of a year, half a year that they ended up as a member of the PTA on the board to count. So they've gone through one full year. Nat is on his first year as VP for this session, and I'm on my second. So I'm at the end of my term. And it's March, which means we need to create a nomination committee. That being said, according to our rules, we have to have two members who are decided here at this meeting to take on the nomination committee. Now, to be clear, those people can be on the board. They don't have to be on the board. They could be people interested in being on the board. We just need two people that are head of that committee or more who would like to take on the responsibility to come up with names who are interested in taking on roles for next month. Because at next month's meeting, we get to report those names that are interested. And then in May, we do our elections. So long story short, the role to be, and I have not talked with Michelle, Kat, or Nat on this to determine if they would like to stay on for one more year. That is up to them, of course. My role has to be filled, but every single role has the ability to have 2 people at least on it as members of the board. So technically every position is open, but we definitely need a president at the bare minimum. So anyway, all that loveliness being said, we have a brand new committee today called the nomination committee, and we need at least 2 members on it. It has to, is there anybody here who wants to be on said committee that would just be helping to collect names? And again, you could be a name that you want on that list. You don't have to be a name that comes up on that list. Just somebody who wants to run that.
Sure, I'll help.
Yeah. Michelle, you and I want to do it?
Sure.
Great. Awesome. Fantastic. Then you and I will be on the nomination committee, which is just collecting names of people. If you want to play it the way I did it, it was a very sneaky, convince somebody to be on the board. But long story short, that we are finally back. People are coming to participate in meetings more and being active in the PTA. I am excited that there's more membership. I'm willing to bet you there's gonna be some people who are very excited to be some lead board members. I have a couple names in mind for this position, but I'll talk to them not in a meeting. Anyway, great. You and I will take care of that, which means that we'll be reporting on the collection of names come April, and then that's the next meeting, and then we'll have our official voting happen in May. And then, of course, they will take over, I believe it's June 1st. I think there's an overlap. Yeah, they assume duties July 1st and serve until June 30th. So there is that. Great. Any questions about that at all?
Is there a transition period with you and the new incoming president if their first start date's in July?
Yes, they're elected the month before that. They just officially start in July. But yes, there's an overlap for almost the entire time our students are at school, because we have such a late dismissal this year.
I know. And we have to start before Labor Day, Meg.
Yeah, it's going to be a real short summer for all of us.
It's a short summer.
That being said, so that means our next meeting is April 15th, second Thursday. Let's see. Yeah, second Thursday, the 15th. And bonus
Is
is
that
that
the
we
14th?
is it the 14th? It probably is, and I
14th,
was thinking
yeah.
the wrong date. Yes, 14th. I meant that.
Can we do it
Totally
on
said it
campus,
wrong.
Ming?
Good possibility we can be on campus.
Because we can't do it at the station. It'll be closed.
I hope so. I just saw in my principal discussion group, someone posed the question, can PTAs meet in the building again? So I'm sure we will know by then or a few days before. Yeah.
Fantastic. Awesome. Any other business that has not yet come up? And oh yeah.
I just wanted to say just a few words of gratitude as people are considering this work again in the future. I just feel so lucky that our PTA is as warm and wonderful as it is and has persevered through these just bizarre times and, you know, really held tightly to the Cedaroak spirit. And, you know, PTAs can go 100 different directions. And I feel like this PTA is just always right on track. And I'm so grateful for how child-centered and community-centered you all are. So just thank you for what you're doing. And I hope you know how appreciated and celebrated you are, even in these funny times. So.
Appreciate you being a principal during these very funny times as well. Well, great. Thank you all so much. We'll go